A new 55 plus community has been announced in Denver. Hey everybody, it is Alyson Wall, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. You all know how much I love to announce new construction and keep you updated on all things new, but it is especially fun and exciting for me when I get to share that there is a new 55 plus community, because these are rare, few and far between, hidden gems along the Front Range, and we have one. Shea Homes, one of my favorite builders and in my inspector's eyes, one of the top builders around, has announced a new community called Trilogy. It will be in Kinston at Centera in Loveland. And this is the first expansion of Shea's Trilogy brand here in Colorado. I have been waiting, hoping they would bring their Trilogy brand here, and finally we are getting one. Now, do I wish it was in South Denver? Yes. Am I excited it is in Denver? Yes. Now, if you are not familiar with Kinston at Centera in Loveland, it is one of Northern Colorado's master planned, most popular communities. The whole Centera area is incredibly popular. Loveland has grown leaps and bounds since I moved here decades ago to go to grad school up in Fort Collins. It was still pretty big then. It used to be just a little artsy town. They called it the gateway to the Rockies, and it was a little small. It has, boy, had a change in tune. So Centera is kind of Centera at the villages. There's lots of little villages and spots, and they kind of have designated little areas, and it sits in the middle. Then there's the lakes, which is kind of between Centera and the little bodies of water. And then we have Kinston, and it sits more to the east, away from the water, but they're all very close, tucked in around this hub of village life, retail, medical, some bigger space. So like if you have kids, adult children that are moving into this area for work and industry, and you are grandbaby chasing, they are probably going to be nearby. And then you've got some water nearby. Water is one of the unique features to Northern Colorado. Lots of little lakes. So just in the fact that there's going to be this 55 plus community in Centera with all of its vibrancy, and you've got lakes and water and opportunities to get out and just be near the mountains and the water, it's something really special up here. People ask if they can come out to Colorado and have kind of everything. They want to have mountain views and open space and have some water and be able to see wildlife nearby and hike and. The water piece usually makes me have to go, whoa, we have to shift gears a little bit. If you're Denver and south, there's not much until you get to a massive reservoir or lake, but not in Northern Colorado. So if you are a water lover, there are lots of options up there to be near, walk around if you have some access, and know that you've got just pockets of lakes up there. Kind of fun. More of what makes Kinston so popular is that it has hundreds of acres of open space, miles of trails, pollinator gardens, sculpture gardens, a gathering place and a cafe they call the Hub. So they really make it easy to come in, grab a snack, sit with friends, have a coffee. You don't have to leave and drive out into Loveland, which is still a small, doable town. It is not crazy, but it's nice to know you could just grab the dog, go for a walk, have a coffee. Fitness area, splash pad, pool, those are all coming and planned for the amenities in the community. And there's a variety of home styles in here. Paired homes, single family homes. You've got David Weekley, Richmond, Lennar, Dreamfinders homes, and now Shea will be joining the mix. So there's a lot of diversity. It makes it a very interesting and beautiful community to be in. With Shea dropping into an established community that serves all ages, it reminds me of a community down here in South Denver that Toll has done called Montaigne that has an all ages side and a 55 plus side. And that has been an incredibly successful community. It has served families really well because I lovingly call my retirees grandbaby chasers. Sometimes they're coming just for fun, but often they are coming because there are some young adults or established families here, and they are coming to come see, follow, enjoy, chase, watch that younger generation, those grandkids, be cute as could be. And so when you have the all ages side and the 55 plus side, you have the grandparents over here making friends and connections in this community where you have events and clubs and all sorts of things going on at the clubhouse where no kids are allowed. The children and grandchildren over here in the all ages side, but there's enough separation where lives don't have to mix day in, day out, but it's so close and so easy to have the grandparents come and watch the kids if need be. If they're sick on a day where mom and dad have to go to work in the office, travel for work, go over and watch soccer games, just be a part of life and yet stay separated. So there's healthy boundaries and a lot of enjoyment. And so that's what's going to happen up here as Shea drops in this 55 plus community into this all ages community. It opens up even more opportunity for blending into an amazing multi-generational lifestyle. And yes, there'll be plenty of people who aren't chasing someone else's cuties, and you're going to meet some interesting, intelligent folks in this 55 plus side, but I love how those two come together. And the Trilogy component that Shea's bringing in is going to have its own established amenities. That's the beauty of what they do when Shea comes in with their whole entire brand. Trilogy has been part of the Shea umbrella for decades, more than 25 years. They have 15 Trilogy communities or more across the country. If you don't even know Shea, they build on both coasts. They build in Arizona, they build here in Colorado. So they're in multiple states, not every state, but they are a well-established builder. And Trilogy is their sub-brand focused only on the 55 plus community. And when they serve this community, whether it's inside another neighborhood, and so it's a pocket like this one, this will be a boutique Trilogy neighborhood, they design it with neighborhood and community in mind. So they will have their own set of amenities in here, your own clubhouse, your own pool, your own hospitality coordinator who is going to come in and set up clubs and events and all sorts of things on the social calendar, fitness activities, things that keep people connected and weaving in and out. It's not just based on a homeowner or two having to kind of bear that social burden. And yet the neighbors can come in and kind of create their own thing. If someone's really into whiskey, into wine, into cigars, I have seen that down in Regency at Montaigne, down in South Denver, where there are lots of special interest clubs that people really enjoy, and it helps get to know your neighbors. Now, I mentioned this is going to be a Trilogy boutique. So Shea has Trilogy and Trilogy boutique. Boutique means it's going to be smaller. In some of these areas, California, Arizona, these communities are massive, well over 1,000 homes. This boutique collection here, they're going to max out at around 550 in Kinston. This first phase, they're going to release about 150 lots, and it will take time to finish out at that 550 number that they're aiming for. They are expecting to really kind of open things up in 2026. So now is the time. If you think you want to be first in line, if this interests you, if you're looking at multiple different 55 plus communities here in Colorado, in other states, dig in so you can get to the front of the line. You can get the most equity. You can have a lot of choice. You can plan out. If they don't release in those first, even 150 lots exactly where you want to be, you can at least plan, if your budget's going to allow it and your timing, that you can kind of get what you want. If it were me, I'd want to be on open space. I'd have to debate an in-ground or walkout basement. I love going down to a walkout basement with a lot of light, but I also love walking right out my sliding glass doors to my lawn and looking at my garden from the main living area. So there are some trade-offs right there. I would not want to be near the pickleball courts, of which there will be plenty because it's so popular. But some people would want to be in walking distance of those rather than have a golf cart. And as I dive into the sizes of the homes, the idea of, will we have a golf cart? Will we have e-bikes? All of those things, space is going to come into play there. As of right now, Shea has announced they're going to be leveraging their Freedom collection here at Kinston when they open up. When we look elsewhere around the country, the Freedom collection has 3 different collections within it. So we're curious to see what is actually released here at Kinston. They have not announced models, floor plans, pricing, any of that yet at this point. But if we just want to take a gander, just guess at what the options might be based on what they've done elsewhere, what we're generally looking at are homes ranging from 1,500 feet to 2,500 square feet. So quite a wide range. That 1,500 is pretty small, but that will be usually the most affordable option as well. Typically 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage homes. Even as we push toward those larger homes, for the most part, they are 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. There are some where you have the option to move to a third bedroom, sometimes a third bathroom. That means there may be an office there and they're giving you the option to convert and move that half bath maybe to a full bath, making it a guest suite. So they offer a lot of flexibility. And then very few of them are having that third garage bay. And that often is just based on the width and how they can orient that on these lots. They get very particular about how many lots are going to be what size, how the house is built deep versus wide. And so I was talking about toys. Where are you going to live? What do you want to have in your lifestyle of retirement? So 2-car garage, most people are going to have at least 2 cars. Sometimes I know some folks who like to have fun cars, so you already have a third. You have a little Roadster, you have a little old Corvette, maybe you have a fun little Jeep. So it's your daily cars plus a fun car. Then what happens if you have toys? E-bikes are incredibly popular. They're so wonderful to have for doing the uphill part of the terrain, especially when it gets tough or there's a long uphill. Some people are into paddle boarding. Yes, even in retirement. I know for some people you're thinking there is no way. There are a lot of very healthy, very active folks. The lady who runs my brokerage, I meet with her regularly. She is a spunky and spry 80-year-old. She's retiring into a community where the 94-year-old in the community plays tennis twice a day. So we know there are going to be plenty of people who have lots of toys in these neighborhoods. So if you are going to head off and play pickleball quite a bit, go and play tennis, head to the pool, maybe you do laps in the morning, having a golf cart may be helpful. Well, 2-car garage is probably not going to cut it. Again, this is why I want to put this in front of you now, not just for this community, but for any of the ones you're thinking about. What is your lifestyle going to look like? And does the builder have enough options for you to get what you want, when you want, at the budget you want? The big picture is that opportunities for both new construction and 55 plus in a location that works for where your friends already exist, where you want to plant roots, the access you want to have to the airport, the access you want to have for mountain views, driving into the mountains, whatever it is that causes you to pick one side of Denver or the other, because we either have them on the north side or we have them on the south side. We don't really have anything central. They're just few and far between. And there is a high demand for them. Colorado on the whole is not replete with options. We're growing in that and we're going to see more of them come online. But if you know exactly what you want and you know where you want to be and you've limited yourself to either North Denver or South Denver, you've really cut your options down. So every time a new one comes on board, I'm so excited. And to have something like this where we have a clubhouse and a community environment that's going to be built right in, where there are farm to table dining programs and wine programs and chef's tables, yoga studios, on-site spas, group travel, and all sorts of things the neighbors come up with that play to their specific interests that allow you to build these connections. The opportunity for that is low, the demand is high, so it is truly so exciting for me to tell you there is one more coming. And here's the other news. There are 2 more that I know about for 2026. So if you are wading through your options here in Colorado, even elsewhere around the country, I won't be able to speak to those, but I can help you weigh the pros and cons of all the things you're considering, and we can talk through where might you want to be and what is the process for building. I specialize in new builds. I know these builders really well. I would be thrilled to chat with you, see how I can support. So please reach out, even if you're a year away or more. I've talked to folks who are 3 years out and we have just chatted along the way until the time came. So it would be my pleasure to connect. I look forward to chatting with you, and I will see y'all next week.